People say mermaids are just myths, stories told to scare or entertain. I used to believe that too until I saw one with my own eyes. My name is Tafara. I'm 16, and I live in a quiet village near Mutare, Zimbabwe. What I experienced last summer changed everything I thought I knew about the world. It began when my uncle, Jabari, got a job working on the new dam project nearby. Everyone was thrilled, especially my parents. The job paid well, and they said the dam would bring much-needed water to our village. Each night, Uncle Jabari came home with stories about the construction. He was part of the team that inspected the underwater walls. I thought it was the coolest job ever. But one evening, he came home early silent, pale, hands trembling. "I quit," he said, voice low as he sat at the table. "Something's in that water." My father looked shocked. "But why? You said it was the best job you ever had." Uncle Jabari lowered his voice. "I saw something in the water today. Something that shouldn't be real." My mother made a sign to keep away evil. She knew before he even said it. "A nuzu," she whispered. My uncle nodded. She was beautiful and scary, pale skin that glowed under the water, long black hair floating around her like seaweed. And her eyes. He shook. Her eyes were looking right at me. "Did she have a fishtail?" I asked, very interested even though everyone was scared. "Yes," he said. "Where her legs should have been was a strong tail, shiny with scales." She waved at me, smiling, like she wanted me to swim closer. "What did you do?" my little sister asked. I swam up as fast as I could. When I got to the top, I found out 2 other divers had seen her too. We all quit right away. I didn't sleep that night. I kept thinking about the nuzu. Were they real? I'd heard stories all my life, but I always thought they were just tales to keep kids from swimming alone. The next day at school, it was all anyone could talk about. The dam project was stopped because so many workers had quit. Some said they saw many Njuzu swimming together. Others said the creatures had tried to grab their legs. My best friend Chiedza's father was on the project too. My dad says the government is bringing in medicine men to do special rituals. She told me during lunch. They hope it will make the nuzu leave the dam alone. "Do you believe they're real?" I asked her. Chiedza's face grew serious. "My grandmother says the nuzu have always lived in our waters. She says they protect special places from being bothered. And..." She hesitated. "She says they've taken people before." "Taken people?" I asked. "Last year, do you remember Tendai, the boy who disappeared while fishing at the river?" I nodded. Tendai had been 2 years older than us, known for being an excellent swimmer. My grandmother says it wasn't an accident. She says the nuzu called to him and he couldn't resist. When they found his fishing pole on the bank but no body in the water, the elders knew. A chill ran down my spine. I had always heard Tendai's drowning was an accident. After school, instead of going straight home, I went toward the dam site. I knew I wasn't supposed to go there, but I just wanted to look. The construction site was empty. Yellow tape blocked the entrance, but I could see the half-built dam and the large pool of water behind it. It looked peaceful in the afternoon sun. I found a spot on a hill where I could see the water clearly. I sat down and waited, though I wasn't sure what I was waiting for. After about an hour, I was about to give up when I saw a ripple in the middle of the water. Then another. The ripples grew bigger, moving in a circle. I held my breath. A head came out of the water. Even from far away, I could see that it wasn't human, not completely. The skin was too pale, almost glowing in the sunlight. Long dark hair stuck to what looked like the shoulders and back of a woman. My heart beat hard in my chest. A nuzu. They are real. She seemed to feel me watching because she turned slowly until she was facing my way. Though I was far away, I felt her eyes lock onto mine. A chill ran down my back. She raised an arm and waved at me to come. Without thinking, I stood up. Something about her wave was hard to resist. I took a step forward, then another. Part of my brain was yelling at me to run away, but my feet kept moving toward the water. "Tafara, stop." The shout broke the spell. I turned to see my uncle running toward me, his face full of fear. "Get away from the water," he yelled. I looked back at the water. The nuzu was gone, the water calm as if nothing had been there. Had I made it up? My uncle grabbed my arm and pulled me away from the dam site. "What were you thinking?" he asked. "Don't you know how dangerous it is here?" "I saw her," I said. "I saw the nuzu." His angry face softened a little. "That's why it's dangerous. They call to you. They make you want to come closer. But if you do..." He didn't finish what he was saying. He didn't have to. That night, our whole village met in the community center. The dam project boss was there, along with several government officials. One of them, a man in an expensive suit, explained that the project was on hold because of worker fears. Fears, my grandmother said loudly. The Nuzu are not just fears, they are guards of our waters. An old man stood up slowly from his seat. 3 years ago, my son Kudzai was working on the bridge project near the falls. He told me about strange music he heard under the water when he was diving. I warned him to stay away, but he said the music was so beautiful. The old man's voice broke. They found his diving equipment at the bottom of the falls, but never his body. Another woman rose. My sister Ruvarashe was washing clothes at the river last year when she suddenly walked into the deep water, fully clothed. She couldn't swim and was afraid of water her whole life. 2 children who were there said she looked like she was listening to someone calling her name before she walked in. We found her body 3 days later, downstream. Murmurs spread through the room. Everyone seemed to have a story or knew someone who did. And what about the 3 construction workers from the northern province? Someone called out. All drowned in the same week when the dam project first started. The official in the suit looked uncomfortable. We're aware of the incidents. That's why we've invited medicine men from 3 different areas to do the needed rituals. For the next week, our village was filled with healers wearing colorful robes and carrying special herbs and potions. They did ceremonies at the dam site day and night. Everyone in the village gave food or money to help their work. During this time, my grandmother told me more stories about the Nuzu. The most haunting was about a young woman named Munashe, who had been her childhood friend. Munashe was the most beautiful girl in our village, my grandmother said. She loved to swim in the big lake, even though her parents warned her not to go alone. One day, fishermen saw her swimming far from shore, laughing and talking as if someone was with her in the water, but they could see no one. When they called to her, she waved back and then dove under. That was the last time anyone saw her. Did the Nuzu take her? I asked. Some say she became a Nuzu herself, my grandmother replied. Even now, some fishermen claim they've seen a Nuzu with Munashe's face, singing at the full moon. After 7 days of rituals, the head healer said that the Enjuzu had been made happy. They had not been forced to leave. You can never force away a Nuzu, he explained. But they had agreed to let the dam construction continue as long as certain special areas of the water weren't touched. The workers slowly came back to their jobs. My uncle decided to stay away, taking a farming job instead. Some risks aren't worth taking, he told me. 2 months after the dam was completed, things in the village improved just as promised. Water flowed freely, crops thrived, and daily life became easier. But I wasn't the same. Ever since I saw the Nuzu, something inside me had shifted. I no longer swim alone. Whenever I'm near water, I feel an unseen presence eyes watching from beneath the surface. And at night, just as I'm drifting off to sleep, I sometimes hear a soft voice whispering my name, luring me into dreams of shimmering palaces deep underwater. 3 months after the dam opened, a group of tourists came to visit. Despite the warnings from locals, one young man decided to swim in the part of the dam everyone avoids. The elders always said the water there wasn't just deep, it was watching. He laughed off the stories, said spirits were for old women and children. On a hot, quiet afternoon, he stripped down and dove in while others sat at the edge, shaking their heads. At first, it was fine. He swam strong, cutting through the still surface like it was nothing. But halfway across, he suddenly stopped, just floated there, like something had caught his attention. Slowly, he turned his head toward nothing anyone else could see. His face changed. He smiled, but it wasn't right. Not a happy smile. Something vacant, off, like he wasn't smiling at them but at someone, or something else. Then, without a word, he dove under. He never came back up. The search lasted for days. Divers, dogs, ropes, nothing. No ripples, no air bubbles. It was as if the dam had swallowed him whole. People whispered that he had been claim taken. When I was a child, I stood near that same edge, just once. I don't remember stepping forward. I only remember the cold water brushing my toes before my uncle yanked me back so hard I hit the ground. My grandmother sat me down that night, her face pale. "The Nuzu chose you," she said. "Now, when I pass the dam, I never look too long. I can feel it watching, waiting. And sometimes, if I listen closely, I swear I hear faint laughter bubbling up from deep beneath the surface.